Three words most men over 60 don't like to talk about, yet they shape so much of how we feel as men. When your prostate begins to swell, it's not just bathroom trips that change. The pressure can affect blood flow to your penis. And over time, erections lose their strength, their fullness, their staying power. It creeps in slowly, months, even years, until one day you realize the man in the mirror doesn't feel quite the same. Most men shrug it off as just age, but here's the truth. It's not always inevitable. There are simple, natural ways to calm your prostate, improve circulation, and help your erections feel stronger again, without risky pills or expensive treatments. And one of the most overlooked solutions? It's not a drug, it's not a gimmick. It's something nature has been offering us for centuries, quietly waiting in your kitchen. Let's uncover it before the damage goes too far. I can't tell you how many times I've sat across from a man in his 60s or 70s, arms folded, eyes down, hesitating before he speaks. When it finally comes out, it's not about pain, it's about frustration. Doc, I'm up 3-4 times a night, feels like I can never fully empty, and sometimes the stream is so slow I'm embarrassed if anyone's waiting behind me. One patient, I'll call him Frank, used to love fishing trips with his buddies, but he stopped going, not because of the fish, but because he was always scanning the shore for the nearest bathroom. He told me, it's exhausting and it's embarrassing. And Frank isn't alone. Half of men over 60 deal with some form of prostate enlargement known as BPH. It's common, it's real, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. The problem? Most men keep it bottled up, thinking it's just part of getting older. But here's the thing. Age may play a role, but it's not the whole story. And knowing what's really going on is the first step to taking control again. So, what if I told you that one of the simplest ways to support your prostate might already be sitting quietly in your kitchen? Not in a bottle, not in a blister pack, but in a small bowl, often overlooked, maybe even gathering dust in the pantry. I'm talking about the humble pumpkin seed. Men have been eating them for centuries in parts of Eastern Europe, Africa, and South America, long before we even had a medical term like BPH. They didn't need to know the science to notice the difference. Fewer bathroom trips, better bladder control, and in many cases, a little more strength in their erections. One of my patients, John, started eating a handful of pumpkin seeds every day, more out of habit than belief. 3 months later, he told me with a grin, Doc, I'm sleeping through the night again. The truth is, these seeds are packed with zinc, plant sterols, and healthy fats that help calm inflammation and support blood flow. But how does something so small do all that? That's where the science and the surprise comes in next. Let's keep this simple. Your prostate is a small gland about the size of a walnut sitting just below your bladder. Its job? To help produce semen. But as we get older, it often swells, sometimes doubling or even tripling in size, and that swelling squeezes the urethra, the tiny tube your urine passes through. It's like trying to drink through a straw while pinching it shut. Now, here's where pumpkin seeds come in. They're rich in zinc, which your prostate needs in higher amounts than almost any other organ in your body. They also contain plant sterols, natural compounds that help reduce inflammation and slow down the overgrowth of prostate tissue. And let's not forget healthy fats. These improve blood flow, not just to the prostate, but also to the penis, supporting stronger, more reliable erections. Think of it like giving your plumbing system a tune-up, clearing the pathway, easing the pressure, and improving the flow. Science is finally catching up to what traditional diets knew all along. But pumpkin seeds are only one piece of the puzzle. The real magic happens when we combine them with a few simple daily habits. Pumpkin seeds can do a lot, but they work even better when they're part of a bigger plan. Think of it like building a strong house. One brick is good, but combine it with the right foundation, roof, and walls, and you've got something that lasts. For your prostate and your erections, that foundation starts with circulation. A brisk 20 to 30-minute walk each day keeps blood moving, reduces inflammation, and supports both bladder and sexual function. Then there's hydration. Drinking enough water during the day helps flush the bladder and keeps the urinary tract healthy. But cut back in the evening. That's how you reduce those nighttime trips. Watch for bladder irritants like too much caffeine, spicy foods, or alcohol late at night. They can make symptoms worse, even if your prostate is healthy. And here's a small ritual I recommend to my patients. Every morning, pour a small handful of pumpkin seeds into a bowl. Sit, eat slowly, and think of it as an investment in your comfort, confidence, and vitality. Because when you take small, steady steps, your body responds in ways that can surprise you. And speaking of surprises, let's talk about the real-life results I've seen. I'll never forget the day Frank, the patient I told you about earlier, walked back into my office, grinning from ear to ear. "Doc," he said, "I went fishing last weekend for the first time in 2 years, and I didn't have to leave the boat once." The change wasn't instant, but it was steady. Better sleep, fewer bathroom trips, and yes, stronger, more reliable erections. This is what I want you to understand. You're not powerless. Your prostate health, your energy, your confidence as a man, they are not just numbers on a chart. They're part of your everyday life. You've spent decades taking care of everyone else. Now it's time to take care of yourself. Not with extreme measures, but with small, consistent steps, like a handful of pumpkin seeds, a daily walk, and a little awareness of what your body is telling you. The earlier you start, the bigger the difference you can make. So tomorrow morning, put that bowl of seeds on the table. It might seem simple, but it could be the first step towards sleeping better, feeling stronger, and living with more freedom than you've had in years.